Hey there, Leo, it's Keegan. I hope that you guys have been doing well. I'm going to be talking pretty quickly here at the beginning. I am being challenged by my own guides in the universe to do around a very short, ideally 15 minutes or less readings. I've failed miserably on some of them, but I just want to let you guys know, again, Leo, Sun, Moon, Venus, and Rising signs, this reading is for you. I've already pulled some cards. I'm cheating a little bit, but I pulled some oracle cards to help me tap into your energy. And we're going to talk about those very quickly. If at the end of this you're interested in a personal reading with me, all the information about personal readings will be in the description box below. If you're a channel member who is a Leo, I'm not doing extended readings on these because, again, the whole objective is to see if I can do these briefly. But you will be getting channel member only exclusive videos from me during the month of March, so don't worry about that, okay? So I'm going to go ahead and switch you guys over to the overhead view so you can see what I'm looking at here. So Leos, let's talk about the energy that's coming through for you. I think immediately one thing that I wanted to talk to you guys about is I feel like you're in a situation where you're trying to navigate what feels like a pretty intense feeling of comparing yourself to other people or comparing yourself to where you thought you would be. There's something that's coming through here, and it's interesting. Sagittarius had a similar vibe, but you guys aren't feeling quite as intense with this. But it's almost like you're looking at where you're at, and instead of looking at it and asking yourself the questions of why am I where I'm at right now, where do I want to be instead, what are the things that I need to do to start to shift my energy to move myself into the direction that I want to go, you're in a place right now where you're very much making comparisons, and the result of that is when we compare ourselves to other people or we compare ourselves to where we thought we would be or where we should be, what happens is we start to make these compromises, and we start to, instead of dreaming big and instead of trying to like really channel our energy and to push ourselves and to trust that we can make progress and we can get traction and that we're not stuck and that we're not kind of like limited, right? Instead of doing that, we start to say, okay, well, maybe I'm not going to be able to, move into a better apartment, or maybe I'm not going to be able to buy that new car, or maybe I'm not going to be able to take a vacation this year, but maybe I can at least manage to save up a little bit of money and I'll replace the sofa, right? Like when we're doing comparisons, the energy that comes in with that is usually around like guilting ourselves, shaming ourselves, feeling like we failed, feeling like we aren't, accomplishing the things that we want to accomplish. That puts us in a very low vibration in terms of our ability to manifest things and create things, okay? There are two cards that are standing out to me, right? So you have intensity and integration here. This is where I want to see you guys existing, right? Where you really have this intense focus on what it is that you want to accomplish, and you're in a place where you're figuring out how to like reprioritize what it is that you're focusing on. The energy here feels a little bit scattered, to be honest with you. And I think part of what's behind that is, again, like your energy just feels very low. It feels very suppressed. It feels like what I'm actually sensing physically is like if you've ever been in a car where like the gas tank's on empty and you're trying to get to the gas station and you feel that car, it's like, am I going to make it? That's what your energy feels like to me. It's like sputtering. And so what's happening is it's like you direct your energy towards something, but then there's this hesitation where you're like, oh, but I don't know, like, what if that doesn't work? Maybe I should focus on this instead. And the energy just is kind of like you're not being smart with the energy that you have, because like I said, you're in kind of an already like lower vibration because you're doing this comparison thing. That's already got you a little bit suppressed. And then instead of saying, you know what, I'm going to be intensely focused on this one thing, whatever that thing is, right? I'm going to be very intensely focused on this one thing. If you could do that, right, if you could focus really intensely, then there's energy there for you to really be able to have success and to be able to see that as an accomplishment. But what happens is you kind of like dip your toe into the water and then you get freaked out and you're like, well, what if it doesn't work? I can't have one more thing go wrong. And so you pull your energy back. And then what happens is instead of you having that potential success, you have what you're labeling as being a failure. But you didn't really fail. You never really got started, right? But it's putting you in this very, very like depressed. It feels like a depression. And it's totally against your sign, right? You're naturally wired to be very brave and to be very courageous and to be passionate about things. And I'm not picking that up in this energy. There's potential. There's lots of potential, right, for you to be able to harness your own natural energy of your sign. But it's being overwhelmed by this this energy that just feels very timid. It feels very timid, and you guys are not timid creatures, okay? So if this energy is making sense to you, if this is resonating with you in terms of where you're at, then hang out with me. I'm going to clear these. I'm going to grab my tarot deck. We're going to do some tarot cards, and then we'll wrap this up by taking a look at another oracle deck. We'll pull an oracle card out of an oracle deck to give you some advice or guidance to wrap this up, okay? So let's shuffle a little bit here, Leo, and see what wants to come out to give you a little bit more guidance and direction from the cards. Okay. First card out, we have the Devil. So let's talk about this, okay? Again, this is one of those things where we're focused very much on... Okay, two layers to this, okay? First of all, there's too much focus, okay? So with the Devil card, often the energy that can come through is about like obsessive sort of energy, something that we're addicted to. Those are aspects of the Devil card. So I feel like your energy is very fixated, and it's fixated on the wrong stuff. It's fixated on the things that you don't have. It's fixated on, you know, the stuff that you wish, like materialistic things, right? You're very focused on not having those. And we'll talk about why that's not necessarily the best thing. The other thing is that's coming through here with this Devil card is kind of like a very envious energy, right? Looking at what other people have, looking at, again, this is so similar to the Sagittarius reading. So something with the fire signs, I think. All three of the fire signs had something going on with you guys. There's an aspect here of kind of like where you thought you would be. For some of you, you might be in Aries that has a Sagittarius also in kind of like your major placements. You might want to watch the Sagittarius reading as well if you do have that. I don't feel it as intensely here as with Sagittarius, but it's this feeling of like where you thought you would be versus where you are. And there's a little bit of judgment that's going on with that. But more so than that, I just feel like your energy's focused so much on the things you don't have. And the reason that's a really dangerous place to have your energy is because when you're focusing your energy very intensely on not having, you're manifesting more not having. You're not doing what you need to do with your energy to shift yourself out of that. Okay? Okay, Nine of Cups showing up reversed here. This to me feels really like you just being in your own way. So the Nine of Cups, when it's upright, is everything we ever want, right? It's the dream come true, wish fulfillment card. It's happiness. It's good health. It's having a life that we really enjoy. It's being fully invested in our life and loving it, okay? This card showing up reversed here is just, you don't have that excitement. You don't have that that intensity that you need to have in order to start pulling those things into your life, right? It's you're like, I'm getting that same sputtering feeling of like a car running out of gas. Your energy, right? Your own personal energy. When you wake up in the morning, how do you feel like the day is going to unfold? When you wake up, do you feel like, oh, I just need to get through the day so I can, get myself to bed? Or do you wake up in the morning with kind of like what I associate with your sign, which is, what is today going to bring? What am I going to get to experience today? What am I going to get to do today? And really getting out there into the world and doing the things that you love, doing the things that give you energy, that raise your energy. You have to figure out how to raise your energy up and to have more of it. Because if you can have that, then that's the fuel that you'll use to flip this card so that you're getting all those things that you want. Okay? Two of Wands here, it's showing up reversed. This to me is that kind of, it is exactly what I just talked about. And what's been interesting about these readings is when I get to the tarot cards, it's kind of like I've already talked about them. But this is that place where maybe things aren't going the way that you thought they would or thought that they should. But instead of looking at that and saying, okay, why did it not work the way that I wanted it to? What do I need to shift? What do I need to change? How can I pull this to where it's getting closer to how I want things to be? There's like this meh. Like it's this feeling of like what is the word I'm looking for? Like it's not neutrality, but it's like indifference. Like you're not putting in the energy to push yourself towards anything. You've just sort of settled into well, this is the way it is, and I'm not going to have what I want, and other people are going to, other people could do it, but I can't. It feels very defeated. It's very defeated energy. And what's happening here with this Two of Wands is internally, there's some sort of conflict that's going on internally for you where I feel like you're not quite sure what it is that you want. Earlier in the reading when I was saying like, you're like, well, maybe I'll do this, and then you get kind of like hesitant that it won't work and you pull back. The reason that you're not feeling pulled towards continuing through that partially is because you don't have enough energy to really have that intense passion towards it. But the other thing too is like, I'm not sensing internally that like pull. Like I feel like when I tune in and I really try to go internally into your energy, you're not quite really even sure what it is that you want to manifest. You're not even quite sure what it is that you want to bring in. You have to get really clear about that. Right? Because if you don't know what it is you want, and you're not being specific and you're not requesting specific things, then the universe they don't know what to do. The universe doesn't know what to do. It doesn't know what to send you. It doesn't know sort of like which path you're going to take. It doesn't, and when I visualize you, it's really like you just feel like you're stuck. And I think you probably feel that way. I think you probably feel stuck. Full card coming out is the last card here with the tarot deck. Again, this is what I was talking about. This is about allowing yourself to take chances and get out there in the world and have adventures and do things that really light you up and make you feel happy. And at the end of the day, when you're going to bed, you're like, wow, that was such an amazing day. That was such an incredible, experience I had. Even if that experience isn't something that is huge, even if it's just like you found some really cool store that you spent a couple of hours looking around at the stuff, and you found, something that you really love, that now it's in your home and you get to look at it and enjoy it. Like that, even that sort of thing of just being spontaneous and doing things allows you to have some hope come back in, and it starts to fill that tank back up, right? So the more that you can do that, where it's like, what I'm feeling here is like every day just feels like the same, and it feels so mundane, and it feels so boring, and so you've just like been drained of all of your passion and excitement for your life. And so you're sitting in this situation, you're like, I'm so not happy with where I'm at, but you're not doing anything to change it, right? You're waking up the next day and you're like, well, it's just going to be another day of being disappointed, right? You have to embrace this full energy and shift how you're spending your day, what you're doing with your time, okay, what you're allowing into your life. You have to figure out what you need to do to fill that tank back up. You're running on fumes. Okay. Card coming out for me from the Oracle deck for advice, Leo, is the moment I realign with love, clear direction is presented to me. And that is exactly, again, what I was talking about here. You have to put yourself out there and start doing the things that you love, doing the things that you enjoy. As soon as you do that, as soon as you do it, it creates a situation where you just start to crave more and more of it, right? You want to do more things that excite you. You want to do more things that make you feel like you had a great day. You want to do more things that feel like adventures. You want to meet people. You want to interact with people. You want to, right? It's like you start to get back into that energy of like just wanting to have things feel exciting, wanting to feel you just want to feel excited again. You want to feel that things make you feel alive. You want to feel like things inspire you. You want to, at the end of the day, when you put your head on your pillow, you want to be smiling because of the experiences that you've had in that day, whatever they are. Okay? And it's really important that you allow yourself to have that because you're in full control, right? Even though the world is a little bit weird and wonky right now, you are actually fully in control. Okay, you might just have some limitations in terms of what you can do. So, Leo, I hope that that gave you some insight. I hope that it was beneficial to you. I'm torn and conflicted about how I feel doing these faster readings. In a way, I'm cheating because I already had cards and had spent time. So I spent more time on this than 15 minutes. But for you, the investment of your time in watching this from the beginning to end was only 15 minutes. And in some ways, I think that's better, but in other ways, it's challenging for me because if you watch my readings, I tend to go way longer than this. So let me know what you guys thought about these shorter readings. I will listen to the feedback, even if it's not what I think it might be. But let me know in the comments what you thought about this. If it resonated with you, it was helpful. If you felt like it was too rushed, if you felt like it was just right, I want to get feedback from you guys about that. If you're still listening to me, please take a moment to give the video a thumbs up. And why not subscribe to the channel? It feels like if you're still here, you resonate with me as a reader. Clicking subscribe just helps to keep me motivated and feel like I'm making progress and gaining traction and gaining people as I go along my own journey. And again, if you're a channel member or if you're interested in being a channel member, there will be some really exciting things coming for channel members in the month of March. I'm probably going to do a channel member video where I ask you guys to pick between a couple of ideas that I have. And then we will do some extended readings for channel members mid-month. So get out there, Leo, do something that makes you feel alive tomorrow. Okay? It'll make a world of difference.